Hi, horse racing enthusiasts. This is John, and I just want to quickly apologize for not being kind of quiet for a while. It's been kind of a slow week, but I really have been studying as it relates to our day today, the Parx PA Derby Day up in Parx, which is just outside Philadelphia. Great day if you happen to be around there. The weather's supposed to be really, really good, and there's so many good horses and trainers and jockeys. When we used to live just outside of Philadelphia, we always thought I always thought it was one of the best days to just go and hang at the track. The crowds, although big for park standards, aren't really that huge, and you see all the top trainers, all the top jocks. You really get an up close and personal view, so a lot of fun. At any rate, I'm trying something new today. One of our horse racing enthusiasts followers had suggested that we use a little board here to help track the picks. So hopefully you can see that, and we can walk through them accordingly. So I figured I'd just go ahead and start it right off. And then if there's any questions or if we want to discuss anything going forward, we can pick it up in the comment section. But the first race here that you see that I've listed is the second race at Parx. It's a maiden special weight race. Most of them are first-time starters. I have a sort of personal pick here, and I just want to highlight it. It's really difficult sort of to look at this. I do like, in general, like the 10, 12, 14. But I'm highlighting the 14 here, Rosie's Alibi. You remember a few segments ago, I talked a little bit about horse ownership. Look for that link down below if you hadn't seen that. It's really how you can own a portion of a horse for a little money through syndicates and whatnot. And I happen to have a piece of this Rosie's Alibi, the number 14 in the second race. So I'm keeping her on the back burner. The next race, the third race today at Parx, is 1 mile and 70 yards on the dirt for 3-year-olds and up. And there's a horse here that I kind of like, and I don't want to get into the whole machinations of all the other horses, but in general, I like the 5, 7, 6, 9 in that order. I should list those out here, but really what I wanted to cover was the 5, because these early races, there's probably some value in them, so I wanted to look at this early race. So if you look at that 5 and look at your past performances, it has speed figures that, a high of 93. What I like about this horse is that it has the speed figures, has been working out very well, and what you'll find is this is the second after a layoff, right? So I think we want to take a look at that horse. I don't want to spend a lot of money on this horse, but given the value in the rest of the race, the speed figures that it has, Sanchez is a good jockey. The name of the horse is Looking at Roses, number 5. So obviously by looking at Lucky, it runs really well at Parx, 4 wins out of 7 tries. It's good at this distance, 4 wins. So I think that's a question mark for me, and I'm going to use that horse, and you'll see in a couple of picks later on. Okay, so going to the 7th race. 7th race at Parx today, 1 mile. It's the Parx Derby. It's a $200,000 race, 1 mile on the dirt. And what we look at here is I have identified the 2, 8, 7 as the horses that I really like in this race. I thought the 7 was a bit interesting. The 7 is it's going to be a long shot bet, but it's like what we're looking for here is value. Like you horse racing fans, you can go out and you can bet the favorite, and you're going to win more times than you're not. But at the end of the day, you're going to lose money, and that all goes to the calculation of how in the parimutuel system, the track takes out money off the top. And so with that, even if you bet favorites all along, you're not gonna make money that way. So what you want to find is value. You want to find overlays. You want to see what horses you favor that are getting favorable odds on the board. And so with that, I think I like this 7 a little bit at Parx. Again, I like the 2. If you look at my coding here, triangle's the best horse. The 8 is the next best, and then so anything with a circle is a long shot. The 2 I have listed first, so I think the 2 is most likely to win, but I think it's worth taking a swing at the 7. The 7 is Milton the Monster, but and it's John Severus trained horse. It runs at Parx regularly. Out of 11 times at Parx, it's won 3, came in second twice, and third 3 times. It's run 3 bullets in the last few workouts. And what we find here is that the horse, if you go back to like January time frame, it ran 100. That 100 would win here. Now there's the problem. That 100 was with slop, and you always have to look out for the horses that run in slop and run really well at slop. Sometimes it doesn't transfer to a dry track. But here's the thing. I have a suspicion that the track today, although probably fast, may have a little moisture in it. And the reason is that it rained like all day on Thursday. So if that has actually dried out or not, I'm not really sure. I haven't seen the conditions yet today. But I think it's worth a shot. So I'm going to do a little bet here on the 7. Probably a win bet, maybe depending on what the odds are, win, place, and show, right? If those odds approach 15 to 20%, 20 to 1, a show bet may even pay $10. So let's take a look at that. That's for sure. So that's Milton the Monster, the 7 in the 7th race. All right, the 8th race. I think the 8th race is a horse that I really like. I don't really like the name, but I really like the horse. The horse is riding with Biden. Robert Reed, or Butch Reed, is the trainer. He's a Parx trainer. He's very good. The sire is Constitution. This horse 2 times out. Well, last time out ran in a Grade 3. Maybe this is a Grade 3 race. It's coming out of the highest rated race. Ran reasonably well. Seemed to close. Came in 4th. Said in the highlights, said dueled 3 wide and weakened. So I feel like maybe there won't be in a duel this time around. I feel like this horse is the speed, or let we say is the prevailing speed, if you will. There are other speed, but like for example, the 6 has speed as well. But the 6 is coming from a lower class races and stepping up, and I feel like the 6 speed is not going to last. So I think that 6 is more of a speed and fade. I think the 5 is the speed of the race. What I'm saying here is speed at odds, and that's again goes back to the whole deal here. We want something that is an overlay position higher than what we have calculated the odds to be. I suspect, with a morning line 8 to 1, I feel like unless everyone reads it the same way I do, this is probably going to creep up even approaching 10. So I really think the 5, riding with Biden in the 8th race, is the pick. 9th race. Just pointing out a few long shots here. The 9th race, there's a curious horse in the race. Just for the record, I like the 4, 1, 2, 5 in that order. The 5 is my long shot bet. The 5 I find very curious. Uncle Ernie is the name of the horse. Again, John Severus trained. I don't really understand the pedigrees, whether this is a good turf pedigree or not. But I do know this. Out of 7 times, this horse has never run on the turf. And so immediately my alarm bells go off because I'm saying 5 furlongs on the turf. That's what this race is. It's a grade 3 race. Why does John Severus take this opportunity to try this horse on the turf? Right? It's a graded stakes race. Why are we taking that swing? And I think at the end of the day, he knows this horse can run on the turf. So, the bells are starting to go off with this horse. I think he has good turf numbers from a Tomlinson standpoint. 3.23, not great, not bad. I would just say good. Distance is 350. That's not too bad. It's run 2 bullets out of the last 4 training. All of my trainer ratios seem to hit the target. So I'm gonna take a swing with that one as well. So that's the 9th race. That's the 5 Ernie, Uncle Ernie. All right, now we get into some of the step up in the graded stakes race. The 10th race. For the 10th race, my long shot bet for the 10th race, I don't know if you can see it there, is number 9, Run In Son of a Gun. So Run In Son of a Gun is the name. All right, by Gun Runner. 417 on the distance, Thomason, really nice. 3 times that it's run at this distance. It's won twice, and once it's one for one at Parx. All right, John Toscanova is the trainer, good percentages. Saez, they put Saez on him, so he's coming off of Kendrick Kamuch, but they put Saez on him, and it was last out at the out on at Saratoga in the Jerkins. Grade 1 Jerkins came in third. Ran well, hard fought. If you remember that race, Jack Christopher's just unstoppable, at least at the, at that one turn sort of look. And then Gunite was right behind him, right? So Gunite's a good one too. So 2 good horses beat him. I really think this 9 at 6-1 morning line is one of the horses to sort of take a look at. So that's the 9, Running Son of a Gun, in the 10th. All right, let's see if we can make a quick change here. This is thanks to our horse racing enthusiasts who wanted a little extra work here to help us out. So that was nice. Always appreciated. All right, so I think you can see that pretty well. Let me see if I can just change that just a little bit. I'm reading it backwards when I look at the camera. But, okay, so race 11. So this is the $1 million cotillion. A mile and a 16th for the 3-year-old fillies. You'll see a lot of horses here that we have seen before, and we're gonna sort of take a quick look at them. One of the horses who I think is the favorite here, favorite probably to win it all, right? And I don't have him in that order because I'm actually going with someone else. But the 6 is Sacred Oath. She was an early, really had really good form early in her career. She's by Arrogate, trained by D. Wayne Lucas. She's run against the boys in the Preakness, came in 4th. She ran last at the Alabama at Saratoga, came in 2nd behind Nest. Nest is just inhuman. She's just out of this world from a universe standpoint. So Secret Oath is 3 wins on 4 tries at this distance. Has never run at Parx, but probably the pick, right? If we're looking at it, is likely the pick. But I'm going to take another look at the 9 as a long shot bet. The 9 is Society. They put Florent Giroux on her. She's by Gun Runner, which is a candy ride, right? She's 1 for 1 at the distance. Has only run 4 times. She ran a Grade 1 Oaks out at Saratoga. And she did all right there. It looks like she stumbled at the break. That took a little out of her. She ended up fading. So, but then came back and ran at Colonial Downs and won at a mile at 7 furlongs. So I think that this horse, Society, is worth it. I think by my read, she's the prevailing speed. And if we take another quick look at this, let me just see if I jotted down anything else while I was going through it. So they put Saez on. She ran a Grade 1 last, 97 speed figure. She's cutting back in distance, and she has a 417 Tomlinson. So I think that's pretty amazing. Anyhow, look for the 9 to come from behind. Morning line was 8-1. I'll correct that. Okay, so now with a feature, the 12th. The 12th at Parx. It's a mile and an 1/8 on the dirt, main track at Parx. And I'm really excited about this race. Now, Epicenter's not here, right? That's the 3-year-old, basically the 3-year-old champ, right? The leader in the 3-year-old division, if you will. But out of the top 10 3-year-olds in the country right now, I say 7 or 8 are running in this race today. So very exciting. We have Speed and Cyberknife. However, I feel like that's the 5. I feel like there is other speed here. So I feel like Cyberknife, the other speed comes from Tabor. That's the Baffert, number 8, the Baffert horse by Gun Runner again. That name's come up a couple of times today. And then we have our old friend Zandon, who looked to be a closer, right? Less track today, but we read at different things, and maybe the pedigree shouts that maybe, you know, a mile and an eighth is better than, you know, a mile and a quarter for Zandon. But so, you know, I like the way that Zandon. One of the things, if you look at the Travis, right, and you look the way Zandon was closing, and then you saw that it got kind of hung up. He got kind of hung up and didn't pass Cyberknife, right, for second place. You know, and it seemed like it had the momentum, should have had the turn of foot, and what you call is he kind of lugged in, right? And so you say, you know, maybe there's something there. Maybe it was just maybe the distance was too much. So maybe this cutback in distance is good. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say the 185.7 is my top four, right? But one horse that I want to point out, and I think unfortunately, morning line Tawny Port, the 7, 6-1 morning line. Brad Cox trained. Could be the long shot, but here's the thing. I'm starting to hear a little vibe here. I started to feel like this horse has progressed. You know, has run 8 times, improved in each race, and including ran in the Jim Dandy against Epicenter, against Zandon. So I feel like this horse, if it makes another step, could be right in this. Someone up in Saratoga has always said to us, you know, Brad Cox is the bet on graded stakes days. So I think that's worth a long shot. So likely going to do something in the neighborhood of a 7, 6, 1, 8 trifecta box. But I think I'm going to take a shot with that 8. No, not the 8. Pardon me. With the 7, 20 point. So the 7, I've highlighted it as potential. We're talking about horses that are going to grow here. Horses are going to take the step up. And this horse looks like it's prime for that. No one knows, but that looks like it's prime. So, hopefully the board has helped. I wanted to just point out a quick late pick 5. I think in Philly, they're calling it, they have a special name for it, but you know, I think you can figure it out. It starts in the 9th race, and they're calling it the 50-cent Philly Big 5. Okay? So I'm going to try this pick 5 right here, right? So the 9th race, the 1-4-5, you know, it kind of focuses in a little bit on the numbers that I showed in the previous slide. The 10, I like the 9 and 11. I took out the 1. The 11th race, I like the 1-6-9. The 12th race, the 1-5-7, and then I'm singling the 7 in the last race. Try to make that ticket a little bit more, you know, a little more affordable. So. Again, thank you to a horse race enthusiast follower who sent us this nice blackboard. I think that's great. We'll try to use this. I'm open to taking comments. Obviously, my chicken scratch is a little crazy to read, but hopefully it's coming across. Hopefully, as I go through them verbally and have this in the background, this helps. And I just want to say I hope it's a great day. You know, at Parx in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's a great track. A lot of fun. If you happen to be there and you're scratching your head and say, hey, what am I going to do today? Get out there. You know, after the races, you can hit the casino if you really want to lose some more money. But there we go. That's the picks. Hopefully, you race fans find something that you like and you can play with them. Let me know comments, how to improve. Let me know, subscribe and like if you like this. Let me know how you do with the races, too. I'm curious about that and always willing to talk horses. So, thanks again for your time today. Hopefully get this out before the first race. And be well, horse race enthusiasts. Thanks. Bye.